You're not quite senior material yet. Communication skills, attention to detail, technical skills, cross-collaboration, problem solving.
Is this the feedback you're getting when applying for a senior software engineering role? This is what I call the mid-level prison, and you're in it. Want to escape? Then keep watching. Howdy, my name is Liam, and I'm an escapee of the mid-level prison. I've been working as a developer for the last 12 years, and last year I finally landed a promotion to a senior position after failing for a few years prior. So I know what it takes to get out of the old joint. So in this video, we're going to cover 5 key things that made the difference in my breakthrough, examples and takeaways for each key point, 2 steps you can take right now that I also did. If you want to finally break free and reach that promotion, then keep watching. You've got to be in it to win it. The old phrase couldn't be more true. As much as developers don't like it, the game is there and it doesn't help your chances by ignoring it. People might find it cringy or against their morals to play the game for promotion, but the truth is, everyone else is, and if you're not, then you can't expect to progress. I'm a big believer in how you play the game matters more than winning the game. I don't like winning, be it in work, sport or life, if I can't win in my way. A way that I deem honourable and moral, and the great thing is, you don't have to compromise on your values to win this game. I didn't. If you work at a good company that has promotion structures, that values the progression of the people within it, then here's 2 things I would do next. First thing, talk to your manager. Your line manager should be the one that has the most control over your path to promotion. You'll normally need their backing to get the process rolling in the first place. I'd have an open and honest discussion with them about your aspirations for reaching the next level and ask them this: what do you see as my biggest strengths? This question gives you their perspective on what your perceived strengths are and highlights what work of yours is visible to them. And also, what is delivering value and impact in your team? What areas do I lack experience in or need strengthening in to be a more senior contributor? Their feedback and comments on this question is very useful because it gives clear signals of what they and the company value in senior engineers. It might also highlight areas you are working in but aren't currently visible to them. What are some of the most business critical projects I can be involved in that will impact the future of the company for the better? This last one I just stole from Chris Voss. It's not word for word, but it's essentially the same. It shows your interest in creating a better future for the company, which in then turn benefits your team manager, then your team, and then you. Second thing, make a plan. Take notes on the feedback given and pay attention to the specifics. Go away and draw up a plan of development using OKRs or SMART to have an actionable, measurable plan. Take it back to your manager to review and help. From there, they should be able to help refine and invest in your plan. You need to be the one to execute it, but they should be able to help with any blockers that management might need to be involved in. See how we play the game? We play to create value and to genuinely improve ourselves that helps benefit those around us. Ed Stark would be proud. Communication is vital. Communication and soft skills is probably the number 1 thing engineering managers will probably highlight. It can be the decider for most engineers not being quite ready for the senior role yet. It's vital to have great communication skills for a number of reasons. Confidence. You have to be confident in order for confidence to be bestowed on you. This is a hard one for most because it's hard to fake confidence, and I don't think you should try. But it's so important because managers need a level of confidence in their seniors to avoid micromanagement and for the team to function properly. Confidence comes from past experience. If you have experience and past successes to back you up, then there should be no reason to lack any confidence when talking about something. I lacked confidence for a long time and tackled it by doing 2 things. I gathered more experience across a variety of problems. I improved confidence in my speech by standing up more to speak when I had the chance to do so. If you struggle to get diverse experience in work, then develop some side projects where you can challenge yourself in new areas. And if you don't get opportunities to present, consider going to a local meetup or an online meetup for lightning talks or something similar. Seniors are conduits. Seniors should be the technical bridge from the development team to the engineering manager and beyond. Most engineering managers will be technically experienced but won't be in the weeds of the code every day. They need seniors to explain simply and concisely what is being done and how things are happening at a high level. They need to know roughly what the team is doing and how they're approaching things without getting swept up in the fine-grained detail. Same for product owners and stakeholders. They'll turn to senior engineers when they have questions, and seniors will be expected to adjust their communication based on the audience. One thing I did to help with this was to write more. If I couldn't write it in a way that a 5-year-old could understand, then I couldn't be confident that everyone would understand. Not to demean 5-year-olds or co-workers, it's just a good benchmark for writers. Persuasion and leadership. This is a big one and probably the most difficult. There are times as a senior engineer where you'll need to be persuasive, whether it be with managers or stakeholders or other developers. Your communication skill is vital because it will determine who will and who won't listen to you and work with you. If you can't persuade people and make them believe that your technical solution will work, or that this tech debt ticket is valuable to do, or that choosing this thing over that thing is a valuable trade, then at some point you're going to get stuck. Great leaders are ones that persuade you to give up on your dream to join theirs. This is a quote I really like from Cody Sanchez. Annoyingly, I haven't been able to find that tweet or post again. Great leaders are able to sell you their vision, and that's what you need to be able to do in order to lead. Most people will respond to evidence when it's brought to the table, but some people won't, and sometimes there won't be evidence available, so you'll need another tool in your arsenal. Here's what I did to build my communication skills around persuasion. I started to take more ownership of a project that was a shared thing and started to bring improvements to the table. I showed what it was that I wanted to do and got people on board to help get the changes through. Try and find a project you can recruit people to. Sell them your vision and persuade them to aid you in creating value. Seniors are leaders and leaders take ownership. We mentioned this briefly in the last section, but taking ownership is a huge part of being a senior developer. If you haven't read it, I'd highly recommend a book by Jocko Willink called Extreme Ownership. He talks about his style of leadership and his extreme position on ownership. And for the most part, I agree with him. I actually got most of my inspiration from this book, and that's the thing that helped me progress more than ever before. Essentially, if there was a problem with a project I was responsible for, or even partly responsible for, I would make it my duty to understand how I could have prevented it, how I will prevent the problem from arising again in the future, and what to do next. Seniors don't finger point when things go wrong. They look to themselves and they hold themselves accountable to make things right. You have to be willing to fail and get the stick from time to time. This will sharpen you up as an individual and also gain the respect of the people around you. The team wins together and loses together, but ultimately, the leader should take the responsibility and ownership when things go sideways. This mindset change made a world of difference to me and hopefully helped those around me. High technical quality coupled with high impact. This is the one everyone would expect. Of course, if you're a senior engineer, you need to be technically sound, but you need to be more than just sound. You need to be able to deliver high quality solutions that scale. Those solutions need to stand the test of time and deliver deep value for the company and those around you. You need to produce solutions that move the needle for the business, but also solutions that enable, empower, and enhance the working experience of those in your team and various teams around you. You can't keep delivering the same solutions every other developer can. You need to solve the hard problems that nobody else is willing to tackle. Some examples of these types of projects are a front-end design system, a shared infrastructure platform, tools and modules other teams can use, common documentation and coding standards, business OKR and monitoring dashboards. If you've spoken to your manager already, you should know at least one major project you should start contributing to. Focus on the one thing. I focused on one key area I could own and excel in. It was also very valuable to the rest of the product teams and delivered value to those who used it. Focus is the key to generating outsized returns in anything, and software engineering is no different. The more focus and attention you give something, the more you're going to get out of it. You can't have your fingers in all the pies and expect to have impact. Your contributions will be minimal and not easily noticed, if at all. Jeff Su, a Google product marketing manager who got promoted 4 times in 8 years, agrees on this. But don't be a gatekeeper. Don't hoard all your knowledge and experience in some vain hope of security. What will happen instead is that everyone will blame you when things go wrong. People won't want to help you and might even resent you for keeping them in the dark. Instead, you want to share, teach, and document so people will know to come to you, but will also want to collaborate with you. And if you document things well, then they'll be able to solve their own problems when they arise. It takes the pressure off you for everything and stops you from being a bottleneck for other teams and the business. Make sure to find that one thing and put 110% into it. Here's 2 steps you can take right now to improve your chances of breaking out of the mid-weight jailhouse. Number 1, set up a meeting with your manager. If you already have a regular one-to-one catch-up with your manager, then great, just wait for that. But if it's not in the next month, I'd advise setting up an ad hoc meeting with them instead. Use the following structure to flesh out the detail of the meeting. This creates a clear picture of what the meeting will be about and what you both want to walk away with afterwards. It makes it clear that you want to progress to the next level, but from a position of value first. I live up to the expectations of a senior software engineer and deliver value, then we talk about the promotion process. It also creates an element of collaboration and investment from your manager to involve you in something that will not only benefit the company, but him as well. Company wins, they win, you win. Number 2, find an in-person tech meetup and join the next event. The only way to get better communicating is by doing it more. You build confidence by speaking to various people in various settings. Introduce yourself to people you don't know, but don't go in there just to word vomit all over someone just for practice. Practice active listening and have a genuine interest in the other person. Build a conversation from there by asking interesting questions and sharing your own experiences and stories. When you feel less nervous about speaking to new people, see about becoming a speaker at the next event, if they have them. If not, then ask people if they know other meetups where they do presentations or lightning talks. Or ask if they'd like to start and see if you can be a speaker at the next one. So now you're on your way to making your own Shawshank Redemption. Watch this next video where I'll share insights on what the best developers I worked with did to get ahead of the rest.